Howdy! Welcome to episode 30 of Western Wilds, a nice round number. Would anybody care to give us what?
Round?
Round.
Praise be!
Perfectly round, as all things should be. Would anybody like to give us a... Brad fully wasn't here for that one, Joe.
We invented a new cleric domain, it's called the Round domain.
Yeah.
The round domain.
Yeah. Would anybody like to give us a recap about what happened last time?
Sure. Monster, angel, and vampire battle above. A scream to herald the start of blood. A creature of ink swirling in black hurled itself at monster's back. Holy fire scorched the land, and a stab in the back by vampire hand. An explosion, a blade, and a touch of healing. The monster is ended, now two remaining. Two vampires in mortal combat, rapid, dragging down into waters made of acid. The angel descends with blade and fire. Two fall but rise again with great ire. As two rise, the angel does fall, brought low at last by blade's call. Vampire struggles with sheriff and banker, and she too falls to the sheriff's rancor. The battle is over, but the children are lost. Grandmother seeks them no matter the cost. Happy, healthy, and alive they are found. A grandmother is broken, a quest down. Memories lost, taken by magic, but to return them would be most tragic. A horizon in the distance, the vampire's gone. The party knows, though, that they must press on.
I've got a couple of notes there. Do you want to roll that crit damage against... not crit, sneak attack.
That one was real good.
And secondly, I want to just commend you for not rhyming banker with wanker like I would have done.
I did, and then I was like, that's not appropriate.
I'm glad that you fully understand the definition of happy, healthy. We're on the same page.
It's on the same page, yeah.
I was wondering why you were so upset about that. Because obviously your parents are in the same state.
Now, the word best, it means a lot of things. Here, best just means the thing I enjoyed the most. And I think the visual that I have enjoyed the most in this campaign is you three going into down-to-the-wire, deadly hand-to-hand combat with basically an angel commando from 20,000 years ago. And then over in the corner, there's a pond. Stab. It's not like you weren't injured. We were all laughing and saying you were fine. You weren't. You were like 3 hit points.
Oh, yeah.
You were really injured. You wouldn't have taken it, but it was just very funny.
But the thing is, he was really injured from one hit, because I think it was one blight spell that hit you, and that's it.
And the scream from the angel, vampire at the beginning. Yeah. But even so, and that was a chunk. It was like 8897 or something.
Yeah, the scream really hurt us.
So still, it seemed a lot less frantic. It seemed like that was a lot more in control than what was happening with us.
It's fine.
I mean, appearances can be deceiving. But the appearance of a banker and a sheriff just holding a woman down in a pond and frantically stabbing her.
Also some wonderful nat 20. Not just the number of nat 20s, but where they came. Josiah's first hit, dealing, 80 damage against Lady Chambers.
With
your nat 20 against the bestow curse of guilt.
Yes.
No. What fun.
I mean, that's on brand for Augustine.
Yeah, and then just her sort of leaning in and casting Dominate Person with her highest level spell slot on Josiah, and him going, no.
He resisted everything she threw at him.
Really did, and it was not just resisting it. The only thing he tanked was he rolled a 2 on his save against Finger of Death, which was a lot of necrotic damage. That was the big hit he took early in the fight.
Yeah.
But he's resistant to that.
Resistant to necrotic damage, so yeah, it was what it was. But yeah, a lot of big things happened. You defeated Lady Chambers.
See, there's a point.
You saw the end of Dieter, yes.
If Finger of Death had killed him, would he have come back as a zombie? Because he's already technically dead.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't count as a humanoid anyway.
They do have the humanoid keyword. Vampires.
Do they?
Yeah. So
Weird.
legally, maybe. Wasn't going to be an issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we saw the end of both the Chambers family and Lady Chambers herself. We saw the end of Dieter the Major Domo, if whatever thing he had become after being force-fed some jewellery. And you defeated the as yet nameless Hound Archon, who was the one who Tyr defeated at Novem on 0 Day.
Is his name Elvis?
It's not.
Because he ain't nothing but a hound dog.
I was going to say because he's leaving the building, but fine.
Okay.
We're on the same page there. And, most importantly, you got a sort of fireman's carry from Josiah, jumped you off the building. And, at long last, after, I think, 82 hours of play, Lily found her grandchildren.
And they don't remember her or their mother.
Yep.
And that's a bigger problem.
It's hard, yeah. I think we left off as you guys were taking a long rest, taking the day basically. It's been a day. You did that fight way early in the morning because you were trying to get the most sunlight possible. Mm-hmm. Probably by the time Josiah leaves and the time you're all standing around in the hotel room that Lily got, you're probably only about lunchtime, to be honest. So you've got the rest of the day. I know you guys were talking about going to Harlan. Mm-hmm. There are any number of trade boats that will go up and down this river. You could get anything from stowing away on like a cargo galley going down the river to hiring a pleasure yacht. It is that all manner of things come up this river. They tend to go probably about another 100 miles upstream before they get into Drowner territory. But there's also not really any reason to go much further upstream unless you are taking expeditions out into the desert, because the Ragbend is kind of the last river settlement before you get to the garden. Only about 5 or 6 years ago, boats would go all the way up to the garden to drop stuff off there when it was still a thriving sort of functional religious colony rather than weird, creepy Drowner cult colony.
Yep.
And Fort Morgan, it's much easier to get to by road from here than it is by going up the river. You'd be doing two sides of a triangle, not one.
Yep.
So, what would you like to do?
I'm all for hopping a barge.
So this is because there's something I want to do before we kind of skip over to the next day. But Josiah's fucked off, right?
Yeah, he's fully pieced out. He's he got some information about where the Felwyn summer home is, where they might have bolted to from your grandchildren.
Yeah.
That was another lovely line. It's fine, you can talk to him. He won't hurt you, I promise. I promise! You just hear the fucking was it Bene Gesserit kind of tone? Lovely.
Yeah.
It's nice to know that Lily is now at the point where even Josiah will go, I'm just not gonna...
I mean, Josiah has no beef with you, honestly. He's kind of you. I mean, your whole vibe is putting vampires down, so, even the vibe of your class is putting vampires down, so, you got no beef.
Actually, there are two things I need to do then. So, I think the first thing, Lily, did you find anything else in the place? I forget, I don't remember if I asked you. Did you find anything?
Did we?
The only thing we found was the key.
So
no. We found several magical items.
You found
the Actus crystal. You found a ring of protection, and you found the periapta wound closure.
Yes, we have.
In terms of information, no. But then again, you know that Felwyn was never too involved with any of the Martel stuff or any of the information side. He was he wasn't a leading light. He was just surfing off his privilege in the Cardinal Club.
The other thing, so I also know you guys, so listening back to the recording rather recently, you also found a bunch of bodies in the basement.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell Lily about that?
Yeah. Phil, when your kids aren't around...
valuable, come on.
But what do we know about desecrated bodies?
They come back as young. Yeah.
And unfortunately, I need to go deal with them, dear, yes. So,
also, we'll give you the ring as well. It's
Oh. Might send this to somebody.
This is a ring of protection, not the mind.
Oh, what was it?
This is a
I
ring
would,
protection plus one.
but we also have the ring from.
You do
There's
have
Chambers
Chambers
ring
I
as well.
am.
Yeah.
That's going in an envelope to the vampire leader and said, if you send another one, I'm going to come after you next.
So, to
Send
clarify,
better next time.
which vampire are you sending that to?
So
Abraham Carmichael, the leader of the Cardinal Club?
No.
You're sending
Because they were like subservient to another vampire. She's sending it straight to like their leader in like saying.
So you're sending that like to whom it may concern in the Travold?
Yes. To whom it may concern in the Trifold, your vampire's kin have fucked with me.
I think you there'll be some research needed, probably in Harlan, as to who that needs to go to.
I need to
It's going to be more of a claim of like, this country is not for you. Yeah. And in fairness, a brightly lit desert continent was never for vampires anyway.
It's kind of a stupid idea, honestly.
Honestly, that was them kind of fronting as like, we don't fear the sun anymore. So
You should.
Yeah. I'm gonna make you.
There are worse things.
There are worse things to the sun.
Yeah.
So she wants to do that, but she also wants to deal with the she needs to find somebody to watch these, like, because she doesn't want to leave the kids too far away, but she knows she has duties as a grave cleric to take care of, but she doesn't want to take the kids to go bury bodies.
I can look after them, Granny.
Thank you, deity.
Would you like me to look after Misty?
No, I need you because you're strong and can lift things and move stuff. Yes, if you could look after them for a little bit. I'll just be gone for a little bit.
Didn't go looking.
Do you want to help bury bodies, dear?
Sure.
Alright.
I'm going to roll insight.
Nobody wants to bury bodies.
19.
I think as you get down into the basement of the Fell Mansion, I assume you're popping like Eyes of the Grave kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Checking for undead and all.
What you're seeing is not going to be zombie formation at this point. It's actually ghosts that would have arisen here.
Yeah.
You're getting that sort of plasmic scent through your Eyes of the Grave, and this would be ghosts who would probably be bound to these cells of where they died, and actually your skin kind of dries and desiccates. That's because these people died of thirst. That's probably what these ghosts would have done to people.
Didn't we burn the place down? Or was that...
No, we didn't.
Different mansion.
Different mansion.
Yeah. In fact, burning the place down would have done the job.
But there were a whole bunch of buildings connected to it that...
Actually, no, this was in a compound, and they don't even have any of the streamers connected to this one.
Yeah.
We could have just torched the place and be done with it.
Yeah. I'm not going to make you roll a religion check, honestly. If you want to, go for it. But like in terms of you're doing last rites, and it's exactly what you are. Yeah. Where are you burying them?
So Lily also wants to kind of send a message to other people who were kind of aligned with the vampires in some way. So she wants to make it kind of public.
Yeah.
In a way that says, hey, the vampires here are dead. If you were aligned with them, I would run.
What is send a message? You need Lucas's feet. I'm going to say roll intimidate.
Can I provide the help action on that?
Go for it.
Or I could make my own roll as well.
That'll be 15.
Cool. Okay. You're not making art, but art isn't the point here.
So I think I know what she does. Mm-hmm. She makes a funeral procession of all the bodies in a long wagon line, so that it goes to the town.
So going out through Ragbend towards the Boot Hill out at the
deliberately long, and having something like from the town, and if anyone asks her where they're from, these were some of the people the vampires were feeding on now that they're all dead.
Cool.
I'm going to... My help action is going to be dropping in that, these are all people that worked for them but then asked too many questions.
Nice.
So they didn't even respect their own allies. Cross them once and suddenly you're lunch.
One of my least favourite things in the world is asking you to roll perception checks. Do with that information what you will.
Sure.
If I had rolled my own intimidation check, that would have been a 27.
Nice.
30.
Yeah, that's why.
Roll a 19.
So what I say, you don't see any rings on fingers.
Yep.
I think, though, you might clock a couple of people who... They probably didn't know, but they were trying really hard not to know.
Yeah.
Like, there's a couple of faces in the crowd that are, like, avoiding gazes.
How many... Like, how long is this procession? Like, how many...
Probably...
Half dozen?
I'd say half dozen, 7 or 8. 7 or 8, yeah.
6 people coming out of a mansion. That's significant enough for people to go, oh, shit.
I
Yeah.
would also drop they're all, the vampires in deep with the Firebird company, so anyone who's working for them probably...
See, actually, that... Can I get you to roll a persuasion check as well?
Sure. Anyone want to give me the help action?
Can I give him the help action?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, that's slightly better, so it's not a 2 anymore. Total of 18.
Okay, yeah. I think, honestly, you might have had advantage. It was a borderline would have had advantage anyway, because what you know about Ragbend is that it is the sort of the market town, but not like a corporate town like Elysium. And actually, they're probably not fond of the Firebirds anyway. So I think as you start throwing that around, there's like, oh, right. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Yeah, fair enough. You get murmurs of that variety.
Well,
in the crowd.
it's everyone knew that what's the name of the
Felwyn?
Felwyns? Yeah, they were in bed with the Firebird company. Everyone knew that, right?
You know how you don't know anything about the richest people in your town?
Okay, yeah, all right, there.
Yeah. Like, the higher up business contacts in the town probably knew, but then again, those are probably the people who are avoiding Lily's eyes. Yeah, people who took a payout, they don't work for the Firebird company, they never on paper have any contract with the Firebird company, but probably enough palms were getting greased with enough heavy envelopes that I don't care. Yeah. So
once we get to the top, though, all of that stops, and it's a very somber, like, respectful thing.
Yeah. I'd say if you are picking up these bodies, I would say at least 5 of these people have some kind of ID. So there are names that you can put to them for the whatever rights and...
Yeah. So if anyone wants, like, if she will also announce who would died as well, and say if there's any family here, you may come forward, dears.
There super isn't.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Yeah, as I said, like this has the same kind of makeup as the crowd who were in the Wellspring prison, which is people in the Firebird company who ask questions.
Yeah,
they've been bussed here, as a juice box.
So families would be in Elysium, probably.
Yeah.
So Lily keeps a tally of all the names that she's come across of people that these vampires have, and she's kind of like in a list somewhere in the back of her mind, and in like on a physical list as well.
And also just a small baggie full of the IDs.
Yeah. I think you do get a sense of you've done a very good thing and a thing very in according with the tenets of your duty. There's a sense of approval and rightness and sort of quiet things being put right from the old lady in the back of your consciousness, because these were people who didn't even get killed by the vampires. They died of thirst after the vampires had left. They were so close to being saved that kind of emotional injustice is probably what would cause a powerful ghost to come about. So you've probably avoided like a haunted house adventure for some future adventurers is what I'll say there. But yeah, I say by the time you've got all this organised, it's going to cost you like 5 gold. I'm going to completely hand wave that amount of stuff, but like it'll be like that kind of stuff to like hire wagons and black silks and stuff to do the display to make everyone remember. But once that goes, it is a somber, respectful affair. You bury them, you put markers on the graves with names on where they have them, and just unknown person where they don't.
Yeah.
By the time you're done, probably about 4 o'clock.
I would like to do something while they're burying bodies. So
you've got 2 kids.
Yes, and I have rolled 30 on a tech check.
30?
30.
Yeah, I'm listening.
So I would.
No, don't give the twins a jetpack.
Bionics?
So
God, she would murder you.
why?
He's got a robot hand now. He'll be a great paladin.
They're keeping all their limbs.
That's good.
They're not. Being,
So are you then.
Yes, exactly.
Just need the extra one.
No, what I've done is I've created like, it's effectively like a tablet that goes around their wrist again that they can play Minecraft on.
Oh hell yeah! Oh, you could, yeah.
There's a second bit to it though.
Yes.
And so Lily can track the location.
You've turned Find My Friends on
Yes.
the wrist tablets. Yeah.
But encrypted it.
Yeah. Only Lillian's datapad will be able to track the location of these two wrists.
Right.
But there's also a secret thing called like Town Prevention Protocol, which will allow both of them to track your wrist pad. Now, I don't know if that will bypass
Town Prevention Protocol. Honestly, take a full Destiny point because that is absolutely fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Misty seeing kids and thinking, I know what I need to stop happening to these children.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Now, the reason it's tech and not like magic is because of the amulet of proof against detection and location. I don't know if tech is sufficient to buy, because it says you can't be targeted by such magic or perceived through magical scrying sensors. I don't know if that expands into technological sensors, because this is precursor. I'm basing it off the parts
honestly,
that I've gathered.
it would. On a 30 with that idea, I think you get through. Because, like, obviously, the fortress cities, things protected by pay tax units back in the day, they still had to communicate with each other. So encrypted signals that wouldn't be, picked up or broadcastable by heaven would. Yeah. But so I think you're leaning a lot more into precursor tech rather than artificer tech at this point.
Yeah,
but
that was the purpose
for real.
So I picked tech.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, perfect. It's designed so that only if it's I can roll again if I'm being too cheeky, but it's designed as it has to biomatch, so someone can't take the thing off the kids and put it on themselves.
Yeah,
because I don't want to introduce a flaw where they can then either track children or Lily. That's not.
Yeah.
that.
Basically, I think you work it out so that it will only work for specifically Lily and the two grandchildren.
Perfect. Cool.
You're helping bury bodies in the interim. Will the same, and then doing the.
Are you
Perfect.
in pockets?
No, they're not.
They don't have
value.
any.
No.
They truly
I know
don't.
better.
They truly don't.
At some point, I'd like to go to a shop and buy a vial of ink.
Absolutely. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, as I say, Ragbend. Any session you spend in Ragbend, Harlan, Fort Morgan, Elysium, you can get anything from PHP for PHP price, basically. Yeah.
So, off to Elysium, right?
4:00. Yeah, I think you are hearing like the church bell sort of peal out 4:00 by the time that the funeral procession. I think. Are you meeting back at like the hotel room?
Yeah, so in the common area, like if we have like a common area for the hotel room. That's
Yeah,
not
like you had back in the Spur. It's got it's a common room with a number of rooms off of the outside, kind of thing.
Okay.
Like you've booked up the upstairs corridor or something.
Well, presumably we're going to be spending the night here before we... So in that case, Will, after the procession, is going to just peel off. Just going to lay some more foundations for vampires equal bad.
Fair enough, dearie. If it's alright, if you can all meet me back at the common room when you're done.
Of course. I'm reachable by comms as well. Sure. If you need me.
When you go off, if you go off, then I will go off and do the other thing. One other thing I was going to do. So you can do.
Cool. Let's go, Will first.
Okay, so I'm going to disguise myself as just some random spodly, and I'm just going to start spreading the various rumours and things like, I heard that the Fenwicks,
Felwins.
Sorry.
No, he's still trapped.
Oh yeah, he's still at the end of time suffering.
Oh, buddy. God love him.
But yeah,
That was a face, Rich.
he's just,
So it's doing vampire equals bad.
Yeah. Felwin's there in bed with the Firebirds and and did you hear what he said? The
Sure.
vampires.
Yeah, put the work in. So your choice of charisma skills, basically.
I'll go with persuasion.
Go for it.
Do I have advantage?
Sure. Yeah, I think people aren't fond of the Firebirds, and it's always easier to convince someone of something if they believed it in the first place.
Yeah, and I'm going to be doing this a couple of times with different faces.
Different faces, yeah. Oh, it's funny. There was a bloke in here earlier who said exactly the same thing.
Oh, really? Oh, actually, I would have advantage on this anyway because
Actor. Oh, you did amateur dramatist.
I did take amateur
Yes,
dramatist.
yes. You are pretending to be someone else.
Okay, that's a 27.
Perfect. Yeah. You are so like everyone is like, oh yeah, should have known. Yeah. Oh, I always said I was saying this to Jeff the other day. I was saying it wasn't I Jeff. Well, yeah, bloody was, etc. Yeah. I think people aren't going to be like staking vampires on sight because they're commoners, but also people are going to be more wary of the idea of vampires being around here. It's like, I never expected there to be vampires in Volan, said one person, because of all the sun. But now I'm going to be on the lookout.
Yeah, and also, vampires equal bad, but also vampires equal Firebird as well.
Yeah, I think that's the other part.
That's the bit that I'm...
Honestly, that's the easier thing to convince them of.
Capitalists are all practically bloodsuckers anyway, right?
Hey! I'm not subtle. You're buying ink.
Yeah. And then I'll just head back. I'll probably be the first to get back to the dorm room.
Yeah. Lily, there was nothing you want to do?
Yes. So is there a church to the God of Children here?
There isn't, although I think we talked about this. There was like an abandoned church, but there's also like a multi-faith
church?
Ulsterian church with a bunch of different shrines.
Yeah, so she'll go there, and if there is a one for the God of Children, she will...
So, roll me a religion check.
Sure. Ooh. That is going to be 22.
22. Cool. Is that using wisdom or intelligence?
That was using intelligence.
Cool. What would it be with wisdom?
25.
Cool. You sort of start looking around. Ulsterian, I think, was your pantheon, because obviously you were serving Aldin.
Yep.
I think what you're seeing is the multi-faith shrines. Back in your younger days, you would have considered this utter blasphemy. Why would you not serve one god? And you always looked down, I think, when you were younger on the multi-faith shrines because they,
it's probably like a scene
hedging
of,
their bets. And
her standing there and her younger self standing there and just like the derision face on it and her just being like, I cannot believe I was that young once.
For real. And it's not even, I can't believe I was that bigoted now. I can't believe I was that young. But yeah, you look at what these shrines tend to be in the Ulsterian ones. They're like the bigger gods like Methan Ram, Aegon, like the bigger gods tend to have individual ones. A lot of them will have like sub-pantheon shrines, like I mean, you're familiar with at least one sub-pantheon.
The Triumvirate?
The Triumvirate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you find a shrine to what you think is the God of Children's, troop.
So she will stand in front of it for a bit, and then just say, Deity, thank you. It is pleasant to find a God who is kind, even if it's just to children. And then she will leave an offering for goddess to children. Like, she has toys on her, probably from the thought at some point she would find her children. She would need some toys.
Yeah.
So she leaves like a rocking horse and like a toy car on the offering. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, there is absolutely an offering box because one of the things like that, one of the collections would be for children who don't have those. Do you have divination, right?
I do, yeah. I was considering using it for a priest or somebody who wanted to, because I assume I'm probably the most powerful cleric for 100 miles. Unless I'm within range
the Knights of Barafel have come and knock.
Yeah, but they're on the other side of the continent.
100 miles.
Yeah, how much is 100 miles? Oh yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Okay.
No.
Because of
No, but you.
Close.
I mean, you're top 5. I was going to say. Yeah, possibly.
You're on the podium.
You're on possibly top 3. I think you might be medaling like at a bronze, but no, you guys medal at gold standard. I think you get a sense that there is a connection that could be made here if you wanted to expend the components and the spell slot.
Mm-hmm. I think Lily does. I think she wants to at least say thank you.
Cool. You expend that spell energy. You feel that sort of pulse of faith go out through the church, and this isn't worship. It is simply faith with a lowercase f. Trust more than belief in a deity. Someone who has proven themselves worthy of assistance and trust that assistance will come. And you sense, I think, that as you have that feeling, that is also going the other way to you. And I think Lily's probably unobserved in the church at this point, but you do catch a glimpse of yourself in like an votive incense burner, and your own eyes have got a little of that galaxy spiral in the pupil, and you can see that sort of amorphous, sort of shifting child that could really be any child again. Just picks up those toys from the offering box and sort of pops them in its pockets.
If you ever need any help, dearie, just need to ask.
A lot of children are in trouble.
I know.
Some particular ones.
Which ones, dearie?
Reaches right up, because you're quite relatively short, aren't you?
Yeah.
And this child is really tippy-toeing to sort of tap you on the forehead.
Yep, so I kneel down a little bit.
You see yourself in a weird perspective. It takes a second to... You're seeing through someone's eyes. But the scale is wrong. You are much taller than you should be. And you are running, feet pounding rocks and trees to dust underneath your feet. And you feel the heavy breathing in your chest, but then that heavy breathing it doesn't feel right for lungs. And you hear a very familiar, not quite voice, but thought process. I have to find them. I have to find them. I have to find them. And then down from above, you see a true monster. It is reptilian and avian in combination, like fire burns within a mouth within its stomach, and it sort of crashes to land and pulls out swords of fire. And you see that the person who is who you are inhabiting whips at you. Look down and you see metal coming all the way down the arm, and very like Will's plasma sword locks into place, but at this impossible scale, and goes to fight this thing to get through it, because it has, whoever you are, you have to get through, because that's where they are. You have to get through this thing, and then you'll be able to save them. Then they'll be fine. And you feel a few seconds of just brutal combat run through you, and terrible wounds, as there is no concept or no effort for self-preservation here, only to get through this thing, because that's where they are. And then you hear, combat simulation complete. And then your vision ends. She's trying very hard.
Is that Leviathan, dear?
Thank you for these.
Yes.
And the child skips off down the church, and just as it hits the light in the door, dissolves into nothing.
Sweet thing. Right. I go and leave, and end up at the back of the hotel.
Anything else you want to do before we? So you've been spreading rumours, buying ink, you've been programming still?
Yeah, until someone... I'm staying with the children, I'm not leaving them.
That's really fair. Yeah, you all meet back up.
When I go back to the common room, I will take my ink and I will start writing, and I will write a employment contract. And it is the most watertight contract. If you sign this, you will be indebted to the bank for your life.
Okay.
I will then put the now empty vial of ink on top of that contract, and I will just concentrate. And every so often, part of that contract disappears, and the ink drop will fill back into the inkwell.
Yeah.
And I'll do that for an hour, and that's how I cast Find Familiar.
See, that's really interesting, because by my understanding, what you're doing there is binding the bank's power by the bank's power.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That feels
very interesting.
That feels like some bureaucratic shit.
Doesn't it just? Oh!
That's really amazing, because banks, when they lend money, like, they then lend money that they, based on the amount that they've given out, they're effectively lending money they don't have.
Yeah.
So
I think that's
classic
very much
bank.
what's happening there. Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
love that
amazing.
as
I
well.
like that.
Inspiration.
Well, that's the whole point of It's a Wonderful Life, isn't it? Everyone decides to take all their money out at once. Is that it, James Stewart?
Maybe
that may be a subplot.
Very
in
long
that
time.
movie.
Isn't it about like angels and forgiveness or something?
Yeah.
I've never actually seen it.
No, I've only seen it once.
That's a minor subplot at best.
I saw it once and I was a bit drunk. Yeah, cool. You'll meet back up. Yeah, you can see that these two are sort of like Misty has got like a hollow screen working above, so it's not just on a screen anymore. It's actually like a projection, and they can see what's like working with little eyepieces and like VR stuff. And it's clearly there's been a tech upgrade here.
Yeah.
She's great.
I know, dear. She is. She's very fun.
Can we stay with her again? She's fun.
Yes.
She let us have cake, like 4 cakes. It was great.
We had an agreement. You got cake, hypothetical cake.
If you had got cake.
If you had got cake, it was on the agreement that you wouldn't tell anyone else.
There were only like really little ones.
How big were they really?
Hypothetically, only little ones.
Hypothetically, only little ones, dearie. Oh, right. That's fine. You're entitled to some cake after everything.
Sure. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say by this time you're getting to it's certainly getting towards sundown. We're more getting so by next session I will probably be able to tell you what the date is and what time of year it is officially. I believe my guess would be we're getting somewhere into late summer autumn. But yeah, the nights are beginning to, you're noticing they're getting shorter rather than longer.
Well, yeah, I mean, last time we were in Harlem, we just missed the Midsummer Festival.
Exactly, yeah. So I think that was like 2, 3, 4, a month and a half, 2 months on from, yeah, which
I think after the kids have gone to bed, because they will go to bed a bit earlier than we will.
Yeah, for sure.
Lily will tuck them in and then go back to the common room, and she will pull out a bottle of very old whiskey that she has kept on her person the entire time. I had this when I was going to find the kids, and I wanted to have a drink once I found them. Now, obviously, this bottle's quite large, and I can't exactly drink it all myself. So, for everyone, as a way of saying thank you, and this is by no means enough, this will be a start. And she'll pour, she'll look at Misty and go, right.
Now, technically, Misty is old enough to drink.
Yeah?
Sure.
Technically.
Why is enough? We did see Misty's first experience with alcohol, though, which was
that's more of the reason.
Voluminous.
I don't think you were there for that, though.
Oh, you were there for the hangover, though.
I was there for the hangover. So, for everyone,
I mean, no thanks are necessary.
We're reuniting family.
Indeed, dearie. There is a if in the animated version there is a long pause as this camera zooms on Lily's face.
Yeah. For real. It was a long road for you to get where you got, and I think there is certainly an awareness in everyone's mind that everything that each of you have done probably wouldn't have been possible without any one of the others.
At one point, Will is going to voice the opinion that your family is our family. Our family even includes the weird rich uncle.
Who has a job that no one really understands, but everyone kind of goes with.
It's like, he has a lot of money for some unknown, and there's some really fancy vehicles out front sometimes, and the house he has is a little too big to be...
I mean, we saw Augustine's apartment in which is a lovely little bachelor pad, right? It's a pricey part of town. Yeah.
There's a house down my street that is like that. It has really fancy cars. The house is way too nice for the area, and it's like, and there's no one ever in the building. It's like, that is
Sus.
Don't like it.
Yeah, it will be just under 2 days river sail down the river to Fort Morgan. As I said, you will not find a single issue in getting a boat. It depends what kind of boat. If you want to be if you want to be trying to travel slightly more incognito and silently, then like a passenger boat or even just like a trade cog would do. But
I don't think we need to travel secretly anymore.
That is the other part of it. The things that are looking for you that would look for you by checking which boat you are on
have bigger problems.
And they're covered in metal and holding sharp things. Yeah.
There's one last thing I need to do.
Oh, please,
on the same night. Once all the festivities, once the alcohol's drained out, Lily will find Misty alone, and finally have that conversation she was supposed to have a very long time ago. Ideally...
2 seconds, I need to now roll a con check. That is a nat 20. So
it's yours.
You've learned how to measure
you're
your
okay. Lily's feeling her age a bit. Right,
roll wills. At advantage because I'm resistant to poison. Nat 20.
Jesus.
23.
No.
One's enough, I think is what Augustine comes to. Please.
Hi, Granny.
Hi, dearie. I've been meaning to speak to you about your parents for quite a while.
Oh, if you had some ideas on how to get them back.
I need... where are we? Where can I be?
There's the common room. There's.
Is there a rooftop place that we can look out on the stars?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because did you roll nat 20 on your? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
stone cold sober and drunk.
you've tapped
I'm
out.
very
Okay.
drunk. I get to be drunk.
You're lush.
Will is probably going to be taking up sentry outside the kids' bedroom.
Yeah, that's fine.
So cool.
Because I've been thinking about that as well, Granny. The thing that I've realised is that it's going to be quite difficult to get them back. But I reckon if we could work on some kind of containment thing, we could then get in and get them out. Because they wanted the machine shut down, but we can't shut it down until they come out. So we've got to get them out, but we've got to protect ourselves, otherwise we'll get trapped.
Dee, I need you to entertain the idea that they might not come back. I need you to understand that.
Well, they won't come back on their own, Granny. That's why we have to go rescue them.
No, you're not understanding. Alright. When I was looking for my grandkids...
Mm-hmm. You didn't give up.
No, dearie, I didn't.
You searched the world and killed a whole bunch of vampires and got them back.
I definitely did that.
So we could do the same. Hopefully there won't be vampires. If anything, it might be easier. There is a difference between an old woman going looking for her grandkids and a young girl going looking for her parents. I've got much longer than you do to look for them.
Jesus, tits.
Christ.
She is drunk. It's a nat 20, but she still had a lot of whiskey.
I'll ignore that rude statement. You might be right, dearie.
So I just meant, like, you've got all of your life to look for your grandkids, and you managed to find them before the end, and I've got all of my life, pragmatically speaking.
You haven't let me finish.
Oh, sorry.
There was always a possibility here that I was going to find bodies, or nothing, or worse. There was a possibility in my mind as we were traveling along that they'd be turned into vampires.
Oh, I see.
And I needed to understand that was a possibility.
Oh, I understand what you're saying, Granny. Yeah. But that was the thing. Because we didn't know where they were, and now we do know where they are, and we know that they're still alive because they sent a message back.
They sent a message back a long time ago, dear.
Yeah, but when we spoke to your granny, because I deal with tech and science. I don't understand what you do, but it's very badass, and you look very amazing. But there seems to be a correlation between life and death, and there's something in between. Now, that's a fascinating thing to discover from a scientific point of view, but before we can do that, we have to get them out. Because we've got the bio bed, and that reversed your sickness, and I think it's based off the same thing. We'd need more data, of course.
Has anyone else come back from that?
Oh, I don't know. We'd have to go to wherever this Nexus place is.
If I ask the old lady if anyone has ever come back from being halfway in between here, if she says no, what are you going to do with them? And remember, the first people who were like that were far smarter than you or anyone else. I'm not saying you're not, but the people who did this were quite advanced. And I'm not saying they're... And I know what you're going to say is, if no one's ever done it before, somebody's got to be the first. That's the next thing in your head.
Yeah, exactly. See?
You also need to understand that I was prepared for my grandchildren never to come back and to go on a path of vengeance for them.
But we can't go on a path of vengeance.
And sometimes that's the way things are. And there is no one to be hateful for. There's no one to go after. There's no one to fight. Sometimes...
Exactly, so we have to get them back.
No, dearie. Sometimes we have to let them go.
I'm not ready to do that, Granny. You're sounding an awful lot like Sister. And she tried to have this conversation.
I didn't say, dearie, that we had to let them go yet.
So we're going to try. Yay!
There is vast amounts of warning here, dearie. And I'm going to tell you something that very few know. It includes myself and Augustine and some people who are of the subject of what I'm about to tell you. What is beyond where your parents are, that is what the gods ran from. As the best of my recollection and my understanding, they are refugees from somewhere else and were running from what is there.
So they're caught in their own war, except they're losing theirs.
I don't know enough of the specifics to give you an information on that.
Do you remember when we had the collective dream, when we were in the precursors? They had so many different plans that they were fighting a battle that they could inevitably never ultimately win. But victory has many different forms. Look at what has survived.
Yes.
Some of the tech has survived. Humans in another form have survived.
They also stopped using what was beyond that gate.
I'm not suggesting we use it, Granny.
I understand, but they also stopped any... They were winning that war.
And it came at too high a price.
I'm so loath to interrupt this, but I want an Arcana check from you.
Sure. 28.
Do you recall the last words of Commander Yanis Makeb?
Was that the one I?
No, that was the commander of Novem. It was.
None of us were inhabiting that one. That was the lead ghost that brought us back in the first place. The one that had the crystal.
The last living words, rather than when you spoke to her ghost.
Oh, okay. No, I can't remember offhand, I'm afraid.
It was activate row override, fuck you. And you recall seeing black tentacles burst out of a piece of technology and start snatching angels out of the sky.
Yeah.
So when Lillian said they stopped using it.
They didn't.
Well, if you have to have an overriding for something, it's specific,
right.
Which means it's like, this is going to kill you.
Yeah.
They also did stop acquiring, what I mean to say is they stopped acquiring more stuff, more liquid.
They certainly stopped using it en masse.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're going to at least ask.
I will ask, dearie. I will.
And
there
then-
are people who I can ask, and who will give me answers now.
Do we want to wait for Joe?
Yeah,
I suddenly realised that this is...
Let's.
Well, in this break, I'm going to defuse the tension stuff by going, Jesus Christ, Mike! Just break my heart, why don't you?
And I thought I was going to get away with it.
No. You kept reminding me was the thing. If you'd have stopped poking the bear, you might have gotten away with it.
Yeah.
I'm also spending this time looking at new dice for armor. Liquid core.
They do look like fireballs.
Yeah.
We waited.
How are we doing?
We waited because we suddenly realised that actually we should hear this in real time. Okay. So, okay, Granny. Here's the thing, and I don't know if it's because I've had something to drink. They may not be recoverable. But I need them back. I need to know for sure. And I need to know if you'll at least help me try. I know this is dangerous, but it is not impossible. I think there are things that we can do to safeguard our attempt. Will you help me try?
Edie, you're asking me. There is such danger this way. If that gate is opened and what is on the other side is allowed to come through, you are risking every person on this world, including my grandchildren, for this. I want you to understand that. And I don't think you do, because you really only see a small problem in front of you. And that's fine. Your mind works a very specific way. You see a problem in front of you, you solve it, then you solve the next one, then you solve the next one.
That's how we got your children back.
The problem with that line and way of thinking, dearie, is it never allows for what happens if the problem is so big you can't solve it.
I've never come across a problem I couldn't solve. Except getting
and
into trouble.
neither.
I kept getting into trouble. But
And neither did the gods, and neither did the people of the precursors, and neither did a whole host of other people. And the gods are running. Alden spoke to me a few times. And bitter, angry person that they are, they're also very, very scared. And they're running from this place. Probably because of what your parents found. Because they're feeling whatever fate chased them is maybe going to chase them here too. And if gods are running, dear, that's not a good sign. I want you to understand the ramifications of saying, I will help you. I am saying that your parents are worth the risk of the entire world.
Yeah, they are.
Misty, going to save your parents will be a one-way trip. You will go there, and whatever thing you need to go back the other direction, you'll need to build there. The gate will open, and then it will shut behind you.
Then I will do that. At least then I'll be with them.
That will be your decision. You're an adult. You're capable of making that decision. I would advise against it. There are many people who love you here, Misty, and your parents would not want to wish you to share their fate.
He probably wouldn't want me stuck in a cave for a year either, Granny, but that happened.
And my grandchildren's parents and myself did not want them kidnapped by vampires. What I can control, I can and cannot control, comes under very small, narrow focus.
But I couldn't get them back, Granny. They left, and then I couldn't get them back. I couldn't save them. But now I've gotten stronger and wiser, and I have friends who will help me.
Yes.
Don't I, Granny?
I will ask the question for you.
And she will... she will then just hug you, and I will give you this for free, because... she's obviously a parent. That's a very manipulative hug.
Oh, yes, it is. Dear, I am way too old for this.
Oh, thank you, Granny.
No. I will ask the question, dearie. The answer that I get back, and I suspect it will not be favourable for you, will change what I do. You understand? There are extreme dangers in what you are trying to do. I'm not sugarcoating this in any way for you.
Oh, sorry, I missed it. Yeah, no, I know, Granny. It's crazy dangerous.
Yes, dear.
Yeah.
It's not, but it's not dangerous for you. Risking your own life, that's relatively fine. It's risking everyone else's, that's the problem. Without their consent or knowledge.
But what if I could be sure?
How?
Don't know, I'd work on something and we'd test it.
If you can be 100% sure, without any shadow of a doubt.
I mean, no science is 100% secure.
Then I think you have your answer, dear.
So you get your family back and I don't.
No, that's not fair, dear.
Yeah.
And you still have some of your family here. And I don't get all of mine back. I still have a daughter I buried on a hill.
But you had a body.
I didn't
They are
have
stuck
much
in
of
a
it.
half.
You are
stuck in a
treading on
halfway
very
place.
dangerous ground, dear. Seeing a body is sometimes harder than not having one.
You have to at least let me try, Lillian.
You need to be sure, dearie, and you cannot be sure. That is the point I'm trying to make to you. Your parents told you not to. Should you not respect their wishes as well?
I need to see them again.
That I might be able to accomplish. See does not mean retrieve. If it's a goodbye you're needing, dear, that might be possible.
You can set up so I can talk to them?
Maybe. We can try that. let's look at that avenue before we start planning jaunts out to places where danger lurks on every possible place.
Okay, let's try that.
I do not want
I
to
was
give
about to vortex you down to the floor and then hide on the roof invisible. But this works pretty well.
Thank you, dearie, for not doing that.
You would have landed on flat ground, but that's what I used to do when I was losing an argument with Ignatia. She got very angry.
I see.
That's why I had to hide.
That's why I learned fucking counter spell.
Okay. Okay, let's try the talking thing first.
We will try, dearie. I think any mode of communication, the impression I got from that... I don't even know the God of Children's name, do I? It's just... I have a friend now. The God of Children. They helped me. They safeguarded my grandchildren for a little while. And they wanted me to go help Leviathan.
Oh, we should do that because she's family. And we help family.
That's manipulative, Misty. Stop that.
Fine. She'll kind of cross her arms. Kind of soft.
No. Have a little whiskey and go to bed.
Right. Okay. Sorry, we fought Granny, and then she'll hug.
That's a
This
nice...
is a real hug and not an imitation.
Yeah, there's a lot of emotions, and she's struggling to process them. This
Yeah.
isn't. This is a. You've genuinely surprised me. Like, there's another option she hadn't considered.
I think that was so interesting because I think that the crossroads the two trains had been heading for a while was a thing of absolutes.
I've just seen that. I need to know what it is.
Yeah.
Fuck me, guys. I think the crossroads, you have two trains barreling towards each other for a long time of this cannot happen and this is going to happen. And I don't think I hadn't discussed with anyone if there were any other options. It was always, are we going to kick that door open or are we going to leave that door locked forever? And that is an interesting thing for me to explore now.
Yeah.
I might take a second there.
It's the one-upping Gil every...
It's like, sorry, the line... I truly don't know how I'm going to reward the line so you get your family back and I don't.
Oh, that was a sniper
That
shot.
was a knife in the heart, my guy.
You were saving that one.
Oh,
I was waiting for it to come. I was like, that's what... Because
that's
what
the
I...
logical conclusion
Yeah,
of
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah. That's where that yes and goes.
Yeah.
I hadn't foreseen that one myself. That would have blindsided me.
So the next day comes around.
No one's been vortexed?
No, and that was genuinely a plan. Like, if she felt she was losing and didn't want to communicate anymore,
Yeah.
like she was.
Because we talked a little bit about the fact that Ignatia has had this conversation with you.
So, because we were on the balcony, we can see the floor, so she can just vortex
Swap, yeah.
you down, and then she can spider climb somewhere else.
Yeah.
And
Artificers.
yeah.
Doing artifice for that.
Boy, that was... As someone who struggles real life with emotional conflict aversion, that was physically difficult to sit through.
Yeah.
Well done. We'll discuss what that gets you later.
I mean, they both get inspiration at least. They don't have to, right?
If you don't have a destiny point, have a destiny point, but that's going to be the start of that. But we'll move on. So,
Yeah. So, yeah.
that's fine. I cannot imagine either of you sleep easily after that.
No, even with
Will there standing as is I love that image of the eternal sort of like hat down and just like the of the red eye.
I think as time is going on, Will is able to, as he gets more and more acclimatized to it, he's not going into standby mode for as long anymore.
Yeah.
So he's still kind of conscious and aware.
He's becoming more and more. He's becoming more self-aware as time goes on with it.
Yeah, especially now that he's doing everything on manual without the fire.
stuff, Lydian.
Augustine wakes up and is truly fine, emotionally and physically.
He looks better.
I'm glad you had a good evening.
Do we still
It
get the
was very
benefits
stuff.
of a long rest?
You two, no.
Damn it.
I think honestly, no one at this table is going to argue with you.
I am not arguing.
Yeah.
But they don't get the exhaustion.
No.
But I just have to watch out for
That is
light
a
breezes.
purely narrative punishment because nothing's going to happen on the way to Harlan.
No,
but yeah.
that's fair.
So, what kind of boat are you hiring?
A nice boat.
A nice boat.
A nice boat.
Yeah, we've
Well,
got
you
some
say how the
nice.
logistics and problems are
Like a nice boat. With
So let me tell you what: a gold each will get you passage on a passenger ship. 5 gold each will get you bribed onto like a cargo ship incognito. 10 gold each will get you like a nice, comfortable, like it's a boat, but only you guys are being transported. Like more than that is gonna get you like the VIP package. You're gonna get a little mariachi band of Rana.
All 100 gold cash.
100 gold, you say?
I mean, I want the mariachi band of Rana.
Style is what 100 gold will get you, sir.
Like, I'm not going to
Style.
spend this money any other way.
Sure. If
Well,
you
I was actually thinking I could spring for the top package for all of us, and then you're talking like 100 gold. Like,
okay, I have very rarely in my life been to extremely fancy places. I have been to like one fancy restaurant with like my ex's family because they were loaded. I've been to like one fancy hotel for like a conference kind of thing. You know when you operate on a level of like, people exist like this? This feels wrong. That's what 100 gold gets you for 2 days of sailing. It's just a casual flick of a wrist. Lovely, I love it.
Now that's our your rich uncle, dearie.
Yeah. Cool.
for
No
as
loans.
much of this trip as we can,
Yeah.
I think Misty and Will are working on a secret project.
Great. Noted. Yeah. You can
I
get.
mean, you know, these two, are, if they ask about it, we'll tell them.
Yeah.
But
Not
we
me.
won't tell
not
them
me.
on the mic, and we won't tell you.
That's fair. Yeah. Anything else that people are doing on the south? It's a lovely time. It's cool breeze coming up the with water. There's little fishing nets which go out back. There's like a little deck to fish off of into the river as you're traveling. You get like musicians and you get like a bartender who will mix you drinks and. There's a thing. So the bartender is an awakened proboscis monkey. You know the ones with the enormous noses?
Hey, cool.
And he is a sommelier because an enormous nose gives you, the chance to. Yes, and this is a Carnarvon a 31 vintage kind of that kind of thing.
You have put 2 10-year-olds on a boat with a talking monkey. I want you to know that.
I have, and I'm fine with it, and so is he because he's paid enough.
That's good.
I think his name. I can't remember what I named him. He's one of the NPCs from my Wizard's Cocktail Cabinet because when am I else going to get a chance to whack that out? One of the other ones is a Warforged, which can basically fire like lime-scented soda cans at people. So I gave you the one that was safer.
Child safe, child friendly.
Madam. And the children are fully climbing onto the monkey. It's like, yes,
You're all right with this, dearie?
most assuredly.
Good, because they're going to be.
Could I perhaps fetch Madam a Chardonnay?
You can. Do. You definitely can. Do.
I think after the narrative, the like quest-based tension break you guys are getting is this is a 2-day pleasure cruise. This isn't sailing. This is a cruise at this point. Sailing down river, every whim catered to by staff. It is an experience that most don't get. There's a little bit of like, wow, that's like, I bet the Cardinal Club they're like this all the time, and I don't know how I feel about that. You said
Will is probably not paying much attention to the opulence.
Yeah, fair.
Fully, the fact that he's being weighted on hand and foot essentially means he can devote his entire focus
to whatever
to
project
the secret
is
project.
engaging you.
24 hours a day even, because even when he's not actively working on it in the 8 hours of long rest, he's still ticking
You can
over.
get light activity, I
Yeah.
believe, as a Warforged through.
Yeah. So you
And
know,
they have to be inactive. Yeah. Either way. Yeah. It's you're spending more than 20 hours a day working on this, and and whatever roles you wish to make for your own benefit to reflect that, go for it. But
Misty is notably distracted during this project. And I'll probably roll at disadvantage.
I want to be the guy to ask you this.
Okay.
Are you asking that question?
ooh, I got 22 for the record.
Great.
So Lily needs to ask 2 questions.
Yeah, go for it.
Because she needs to figure out something about. Lily was running under the assumption that the gods were running from something.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know really what they were running from, so she needs the answer to what is there.
Okay. So is that the question you want to ask first?
It would be easier to ask a question of what is the true history of the gods? Or where can I find the true history of the gods? A book, a tablet, something.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's the question she asks on the first day.
Where can I find the true history?
Where can I get access to the true history of the gods? There's a picture of Joe's head
Really
open.
interesting question. It's a really interesting question because if you are asking that to your
I'm
newfound
asking-
ally,
Yes, I think that's because
I
they will
think
know.
they will appreciate. I don't think you're getting vibes rather than answers in this.
Yeah.
I think there are many places where you could get the history of the gods. Is it a true history?
Yeah.
Not from the humans and not from the gods. If you want the true, unvarnished, you had to be there. I think that's the answer you're gonna get. Like, how do you? It depends what history you're looking for as well.
She is looking
Where
for,
they came from.
Yeah, she's looking for the where they came from because even they have said, they have implied at least they are not really gods, not in a way that is like with a capital G. They're more of something that was very powerful and then ran from something even more powerful.
Cool.
And it's also specifically where can she get access to it? Because it's not where is it? Because where is it implied? I was like, yes, it's here in the voids area where bad things happen and death occurs. And things worse than death.
I think truly, like, if you're looking pre-War of Worship, if you're looking back to the creation of this planet.
Well, because the creation of this planet was as a subsequent of. She's hoping that what knowledge will be gained from that history will help her understand what is in the void area, because it will entail and contain what they were running from.
Could I get a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, fuck. Sure. Oh, that's very good. Nope, that's not the saving throw. That's the saving throw. 28.
Your little buddy can't explain to you why they aren't going to tell you. Your mind brushes up against their knowledge in a very parallel but not touching way. And you sense that probably anything less than the mental resilience you were able to command would have truly ripped your mind apart in that second.
Is it a 19 to roll?
You sense that the knowledge that you are seeking of what they are running from is 2 things. Firstly, 3 things actually. Dangerous and infectious. And also not relevant. Because whatever they were running from is not in that void place anymore.
Okay.
At least not wholly. I think you do get a snapshot image of the last image that the child saw as it fled its home reality. And you see barren plains of blasted black ash, where not only has the fluid overtaken everything, but it has also rendered everything organic and everything with a spark of magic in it down into sludge. And you also see enormous obelisk spikes of iron upon which bodies are impaled, and their blood is trickling down those black iron pylons and mixing with the black sludge on the ground. So in answer to your question, what were they running from? Null. You get the sense that it's a very good thing you didn't get an answer to that question, at least not a straight one.
Yeah. Oh, dearie. Right. And then she kind of just packs everything away because it's like a big ritual.
Yeah.
And then
the fluid, the phase, the void, the null, whatever you want to call it, that stuff, that evil leeching stuff that snuffs hope and faith and magic out. That is perfectly dangerous enough on its own, but it didn't create itself. It didn't impale hundreds of thousands or millions of gods onto black obelisks. But that thing isn't there anymore.
I think Lily goes, and kind of like as an addendum to the question, like when it said there was 3 things, not relevant, was the last one.
Dangerous, infectious, and not relevant.
And she goes, family? Like in a question mark. Like family question mark as like a, is it also this?
It's family?
No, is it family?
To them?
Yeah.
No.
Good to know. Okay. Right. Thank you, dearie. Sorry for making you relive horrible things.
That's what it is. So, sailing down the river.
Yep.
La cucaracha, ya no puedo caminar. Hey!
It was amusing the first 4 times.
They only know 2 songs. I said you got musicians. Oh, good
The
musicians.
kids love it though, so
The
it's
kids
fine.
love it, yeah.
Oh yeah.
If I detect her eyes and any of that, every time she comes back out of that room, they'll just like on cue. They'll be ready to play.
You're the fucking worst. Cool.
There
Where
was
have you been? Have a drink. Come on.
Baby Grouper. That was my little boy, my little girl's favorite. Baby Grouper. Don't know why. Stupid song every 5 minutes.
Canon. Because I can make that call. You are sailing for 2 days down the river. You come past, there is a huge lock floodgate where the river is much higher on one side than the other, and you have to travel through it. It's almost like a customs gate, again, like you had all your paperwork is taken care of. That's part of the service. But at the staging wall, so here, that is where that sort of big lock is. You can see the staging wall comes in either side and sort of is the demarcation of the where the Penrose Accord, which sort of kept Harm safe. We've been through this way last time we get to Harm. That happens about halfway through your journey, and you do sight Harlan very soon after that. It comes over the horizon maybe halfway through your second day. You can see the chimneys, you can see the big white marble shining of the Manse district, you can see various things.
Before we get there, though, keep an eye out for a certain cottage in the middle of the staging, right?
That will be off, about here. So you'll see that probably only...
We'll probably hear it before we see it, right?
You can certainly try. I think, yeah, probably maybe about 5 miles outside. So actually, probably only about an hour and a half before you would get into Harlem proper. And this is when you are now dodging other boats in the river and docks and jetties on the other side. And you have seen that for quite some time. Because the population is mostly built up along the river. So it follows the river but doesn't extend to the full radius outside of the city. I think, yeah, you do just occasionally hear in the background and like muffled retorts and just some fizzing sparkle colours of smoke and at various points. You know, just occasionally through the morning. No, that might be. You see Nicodemus's cottage.
So do we want to get off early and go
You
to
should
the
stop in the
cottage?
deity and see.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, is this on the second day?
Second day, yeah.
Is
You
it-
will have had the long rest.
Yeah, there's something that I want to do on the evening of the first.
Go for it.
day.
Yeah,
That's-
absolutely. Far away.
It would be with you, good sir. Is
Ooh.
there a moment in the evening where you're kind of separated from the rest of the group? I don't know, looking out at the sea or something.
I'm not you or my good friend here. I'm not ritually cast. I'm just on the deck with a drink, with a canapé.
Canapes out the wazoo.
There's a day.
This
for
man
that.
paid 100 gold to be here.
There's a
Do you
day.
guys have
That,
shit to do? I'm just chilling out. On top of so at any point, you absolutely
Okay.
find him and grab him.
Do you spend more time lying down than standing?
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, this picture of pina coladas is not going to drink itself, and neither are these ones.
oof.
And these ones did not.
Yeah, she will get a drink and she will join you, and she'll go. She's still very tired at this point, but so there's a little bit of I've not slept in a long time, but yeah, there's a why are you with us? Like, it's awesome and like you're the cool rich uncle, but like Will has got, like, he's searching for like a martel tech, and he's got his friend Leviathan who's now disappeared. Like, Granny's lost her family. I was searching for my family. Like, what keeps you going? Why are you still travelling with us? Like,
Ooh, which answer did he give?
This feels like not the truthful one.
I'm quite fond of you lot. You are certainly an interesting collection of people, and it has been my honour to help you, and you've helped me, and it's been a fun little journey so far.
well, that's cool. So we help each other with, like, the different challenges. Okay, because I think there's some more dangerous trials coming up, and it doesn't seem fair if we're doing all of them, and that you've got a secret thing that you want us to do. Is there anyone that you want us to get back for you, or anything? I'm not taking it out alone, by the way.
Never say never. I imagine there'll be some big projects in the future that you'll definitely
Sometimes
need
say
to
never.
Well, does the loan have to be for money?
assets. Anything can be an asset, really.
What about a favour?
Maybe. Depends on the favour.
Because your god's not of the other gods that are running away.
They're not.
Are they also scared of the weird void stuff?
Don't think so. I think they were around to know them very much.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Okay, well, yeah. Okay. How would you contact them? Do you?
I can contact them. if I
Oh,
need
okay.
to.
No. Granny's looking at a different option. It just, I like to have lots of different. I like to troubleshoot and things like that. So, but obviously, so if you need a favour from us, you just say.
I can give you a favour, but if you want to talk to them, you're going to need something a bit more. You need to put some more collateral behind a request.
But as in, like, resources, money. and
I
everything.
don't know what they're going to ask for.
Oh, each deal step. Okay. Well, no, but I meant, yeah, you personally, if you need, because, yeah. Okay.
You can't grant it's long gone.
She will lean in closer at this point and say, "What's the favour?"
I'd like to see someone again, but I know well enough that I shouldn't ask for that.
Oh, never say never, Uncle.
That was the creepiest expression that's been on anyone's face this entire campaign.
Okay.
It sounds like you have a favour to ask of me.
Well, not yet, because otherwise Granny will be mad. And
She gets mad about a lot of things.
yeah, but something I'm not great at learning lessons, but one thing that I've learned, you have to manage your anger debt. Only let them get you angry at a few things, and then wait for them to calm down, and then you can start spending.
Genuinely, my brain read that as like you have to manage your own anger debt. How angry let yourself get because it's toxic and bad. Oh no, that's a really healthy attitude. No, that's worse.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
No.
Her resilient dice is still only a D6. She's got a long way to go on that self-healing journey.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't. Nothing yet. No, just. I was mainly
Remember,
just.
the direction of resilience dice can go down as well as up.
Oh yeah. Oh for sure. Yeah. No, I just wanted to check because obviously, like as I say, Granny's got her family back, and we're searching for Leviathan. And we're trying to get back in touch with my parents as well and get them back because that's going to be super awesome. Just if you had someone you wanted to get back,
They're already dead.
that will make it harder. I'm sorry. And she's genuinely shocked. Like, yeah. Okay. That sucks. Okay. Yeah. I don't mess about with those magics, and that would definitely make Granny mad. So. Yeah. Yeah.
Talking to somebody is okay, though.
No, that's
But I'm more than happy to help you in your endeavours.
Let me see what Granny says first. But yeah, would you want to talk to them again? Because that was the option Granny gave to me.
I'm afraid of what they'd ask.
Okay. Well, yeah. That's the one thing I've learned. You've got to be ready to ask that question. Okay. Well, when you're ready, I'm sure we can do something. I just can't bring them back from the dead.
I wouldn't want to.
That's very forbidden. Very naughty. Okay. These are good pina coladas.
Jesus. Thank you, madam.
Okay, yeah, I'm not going to go too heavy on the stuff, but yeah.
I will say, there may be a point, because I've spoken to her, there may be a point in which she's unwilling to help. I am not her.
No, I know that. There is a mischievous smile across her face.
And
God.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Because what Granny was worried about was that if we open the portal, it'll end the world.
That's not true.
Yeah. Well,
They did it before. The world didn't end. We're all still here.
that's what I tried to say. And she didn't believe me. But the thought occurs that if your patron isn't scared of this thing, they may be able to go in and get out without, like, we could bypass the
That feels like a...
Joe, did you not realise that's what she was building?
Oh no, I was having a completely different terrible idea.
Oh no, I
Oh
on
no,
that.
mine was just emotionally devastating.
My first thought when you started talking about, what, are they not afraid of that thing? It was like, oh, maybe they go in and grab them.
Yeah. That's it. Because as long as...
Send the fucking bailiffs in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because if we could get them out without opening the portal, that
Reclaim the loan our reality's made.
that would mean that won't make Granny angry because we're not opening the portal. I'm very good at loopholes, you see.
I can tell.
Yeah. I think that's the bit she'd be angry about if we ended the world. If we could find a different way. So, I'm trying to be serious and I can see the other half of the table face.
full, both of them, for the benefit of the tape, both with their heads fully in their hands, just looking devastated. And two grinning madmen on the side of the table. And there's me, who just thinks they're all neat.
I'm not going to ask it yet because I wouldn't want to waste anybody's time. And I get the impression that time's an important resource for you. I haven't figured out how you can do it all, but you've bypassed because you've got the other Doralus armor, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You've managed to overcome the healing inhibitors that they've got. Don't know how you do it, but
Time makes fools of us all.
yeah. We could put you in the bio bed one time.
No, thank you.
Okay. Well, this has been illuminating. Thank you. Yeah, it's not a yes, but it's not a no.
You want to know how many sentences of my 2,000 words of planning we've done today?
0.
None. Cool.
And she'll, clink the glass. And sorry,
Chin.
now
Did you
Absolutely fine.
insight check any of that?
no. Well,
Why would you?
yeah.
Yeah.
There are myriad jetties, rafts, etc.
There are devils who do like worst Faustian deals.
So, does Misty look like someone who learns from her mistakes?
No.
No, she's not inside checking you.
You could be playing a golden fiddle at Crossroads, and Misty would go like, "He seems like a swell guy." Yeah. The as your yacht journey comes to a pleasantly bumping end, and the staff, the mariachi frogs are all just waving their hats and doing one final chord as you're all sort of stepping off the boat. You can see in the distance, about a mile away, a beleaguered cottage. Actually, I like the music on this one, so I'm actually gonna bring the where have you gone? 10:30 cut off.
Yes, please.
Sweet. Bring you all
yeah, it's
up
so cool.
into the factorium. Yeah, much the same. Couple new soot stains, some freshly painted walls. Most of it's barely not on fire.
She's having a good day.
Yeah, it is as familiar to you as it ever was. You setting so it's a little a little wistful to step out into the hot, dry air again, having been on pina colada breeze time for a few days. But yeah, Nicodemus's factory is there.
Augustine, you're still you see your legs. Okay.
You had a good few days, dearie.
Like you've been manicured. You're hot towel
You look
shaved. There was like
rested,
a barber as well as part of the staff. You've been like hot towel shaved and stuff. And is it like sideburns Augustine has, or just immaculately sculpted sideburns, and the moustache is all twiddly, and it's a
You're honestly glowing right now.
yeah.
I do have to admit that masseuse, I was really it was
You
half
not going to try it?
half a second with that masseuse. There was half a second I wish the grandchildren weren't there. He was very nice. Very nice.
What does that mean?
Nothing, dearie. You're fine. I love you both.
I think they're genuinely curious as well. And by the way, they are both looking at the robot cottage like, once.
I'm really sorry that the masseuse wasn't able to work again after trying to give me a massage.
Just hand caught in the gears. What? Yeah. What is that?
Ooh. Do you want me to show you how to build one?
Yes.
Cool. Let's go speak to the man who built it.
Cool. Yeah.
She will go to grab their hand, pause, and then look at Granny for approval.
Cool. You go up to, one of these enormous, like, crab pincers that it walks on, has a little doorbell on the front, which lowers the ramp.
And bing boom. Yeah, she'll if they're not tall enough, she'll lift them up so they can both push the button.
And they both push the doorbell.
Yeah, for sure.
And you see, you see basically through the thatch on top of the cottage a little You know, like the hatches, like sponson hatches they have on tanks for like a gunner to pop out of.
Yes.
Nicodemus sort of like, Misty, how's it going? What you doing here? Hang on, Ignition, Misty's here! And you see, yeah, this big sort of siege ramp comes down from the cottage. And yeah, the door sort of the ramp is there for you to be able to, you guys all to be able to walk up.
Cool. And yeah, she'll run up as quickly as the kids will also, like, because obviously she presumably can outpace a child, so she's got to be both hands and lead them up.
Cool. Yeah, you head up. You're right.
I'm just wondering what Ignatius going to make of Misty running in with 2 small children.
There was I'm gonna fuck with Ignatia. I have to. So when we get up the top, oh dearie, it appears that Misty's had some children and they've grown up a bit fast. Sorry, dearie, they're mine. They're my grandchildren. It's
Misty
fine.
will have turned
face.
visibly white.
I'm sorry. I think I broke it.
Excuse me, I need to go and have a sit down to speak to my father. And she just walks very calmly into the screaming parlour, which is silent spell.
If you need me, I'll be in the angry dome.
Yeah, very much so. Just, I need to go and take some white hot rage out on some cushions. I'll be back in just a moment.
I needed that.
And just sort of picks you up and sort of, hello. No, that's Ignatia. How's it going? Who are you two? No, that's still fucking Scottish. Irish. Hi, no, brown cow. Tommy Finnegan. What the fuck? Why can't I do Irish?
Top of the morning.
Top of the morning to you. And who are you two?
They're my grandchildren, dearies.
Lovely to meet you both. Right, anyone for tea? I promise it will be tea this time. I made a robot for that.
Where's the robot?
Points to the robot. What is my function?
Oh, that's a sad robot. Why did you give it sentience?
Seemed like a good idea probably at the time. I can't remember. Anyway, right. So, how's things been? When was the last time we saw you? What were we... was Ignatius starting on the book yet?
Yeah, we were about to be chased by vampires, but it's good because we killed them, and so Ignatia no longer needs to pretend I'm dead. Although I imagine she...
Yes. She did have to fake her death. Yeah, she'd been working through some stuff, and she'd taken a, what do you call it, sabbatical from...
Yes.
You know how they made me take a sabbatical because of all the fire? Or they made Ignatia take one as well because she's in mourning. But
yes.
Working on the book though, so that's lovely.
Oh,
yeah.
excellent.
What month is it? Are we still summer?
And
Just, dearie, just.
Great. Who are you guys?
We were here last time, dearie.
That sounds familiar, yes.
yeah,
Yes,
so,
dearie.
this is Granny.
Yes.
No, never mind. Yes, I do remember you. And I got something for... well, actually, no, bear with me. Yes. You. Right. Okay,
I've
so...
got something for you.
Oh, yeah?
You go first.
Yeah,
Otherwise
you
you'll
sure?
forget. Yeah.
Right, okay, so... Ignatia figured you might be a bit, bummed out about the whole faking your death thing. And, not great, being chased by vampires, so... Maybe something to cheer you up? Okay, so... You remember the first year you were living with us? Yeah. And he used to take you down to the park by the sea where we used to get hot dogs?
Yeah, we used to build the mechanical boats that would then catch the
Yeah,
fish.
that's the one. And there was the little hot dog stand, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Made you something. And he gives you a big, wrapped paper package, like a box of the ribbon and stuff. Hands it to you.
To kind of just rip it open.
Yeah, cool. Inside is a small, it almost has the look of a laminator from our world. It's a printer. Prints hot dogs.
Oh my god.
Kind of prints hot dogs. They're a bit unstable. But
Explosive hot dogs?
why would you want an explosive hot dog?
You said unstable. I thought unstable.
Yeah, but I've been trying to make them more stable so they'd be delicious. Why would you want condiments on on something unstable?
No. When you say unstable, I mean, is it going to explode?
It could explode.
Are these throwing hot dogs or eating hot dogs?
They're supposed to be eating hot dogs, but
I'll test one or two. But thank you.
If you want to go into your inventory, you
Looks
can
down
add
at the
in
looks at the
Nicodemus's prismatic printer to your inventory.
Sounds
That's
just
really
like,
good.
don't you need hot dogs? No, I know they look good.
Can we get a hot dog later?
We can get a real hot dog later, not from that printer.
Okay.
Why?
He makes fun.
You got
things.
the funky armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's do.
Yeah, but yours is like the sort of the flexible one. Yeah, he just chucks you like a massive circuitry,
Okay.
and sort of points to your
The wristband.
So just peel the front casing off that and plug. There's a precursor symbol. Looks a bit like a sort of like a D with like 3 lines through it. You want to plug the white cable into that bit, and there is an orange sort of resistor, and you want to plug the black cable into that one.
Okay.
Cool. You can go into your inventory and replace your Doralus Scout armor with probabilistically unstable Doralus Scout armor.
You went. This man has just said he's made explosive hot dogs. That's fine, and I'm just gonna plug shit into my armor that I'm wearing.
Yeah. You've been working on the old there was a person servitor. Yes. Yeah, you might get some use out of this one. It sort of manipulates the relationship between packed magic and technology. You're a weird sort of edge case, but just again tangle of wires. It's about the size and shape of your sheriff's badge, your watchmaster badge. If you peel the front off, it would fit quite neatly inside.
Yeah, I'll do that. I mean, my watchmaster badge is still a bit dinged up, but so I might spend some time.
Yeah, for sure. You can work on doing that.
What should I be adding?
Roll of the pack keeper +1.
+1.
Yeah.
Cool.
I forgot you existed. I didn't get you anything. I'm really sorry.
That's okay.
To be honest, I
won't.
forget most
I'll be
things.
dead soon. It's fine.
Ignatia walks out and says,
I'm really sorry, dearie. I've had a very long time, and you remind me a lot of my daughter. Honestly, she got very wound up.
"That's very nice, thank you. You've been taking care of Missy a lot, and
No more vampires, dear.
Yeah, we killed them all.
well, that's a good start, isn't it? I got you a little something to say thank you
Oh.
from me."
Thank you, dearie.
And she hands you this sort of slim, like it's like a dark red leather case. It's about sort of yay long, about yay wide, and quite thin. Pulls it open. It is a pair of dark, very obviously Trauvoldian wood knitting needles. If you want to go into your inventory, you can add in the nifty knitting needles. Nifty is spelt with a K.
Nifty.
Yeah. So you want to tell us about killing these vampires? Then they're not going to be coming back to.
No, we killed.
Was that why those strange men showed up at my door the other day?
What strange man?
Armor, like white silk.
Oh, the paladins.
Yeah, it just gave me a firing solution. I didn't think too much about it.
Yes.
They seem to be in charge, honestly. So
Yeah. It was. Well, we enlisted the help of who runs
The-
the university.
Headmistress Maraviscan.
Yes. Yeah, we got Headmistress Robscan who.
You didn't mention my name, did you?
No, but.
Oh, thank God. Great. No, lovely. Yeah. So
She's launched a crusade against the vampires.
she loves her crusade.
Yeah. But we killed the main one who stole Granny's children and the one who'd been chasing us, and the reason we had to fake her death, so we don't have to do that anymore. So I'm alive again.
So we can
Yeah, you can come out of
unfake her
mourning.
death.
Yes.
Well, that's a good start. Nicodemus is this is not even a question, but like, can you roll me a perception check?
26.
I don't know why I bother. Actually, fuck me, I need to check Nicodemus' stats because that's a 19 on the die. I don't.
Is this him hiding the surprise that I didn't know you faked your death?
No. I do have Nicodemus' stat block. I don't think his sleight of hand is this good, but it is close enough that I need to check.
Is he trying to slip the kid something?
Yeah, of course he is. His sleight hand is +1, so it's a 20. Yeah, you see Nicodemus is like the kids are sort of like and Nicodemus is like just pulls open a drawer and there's like little like toy robots that appear to have actual energy weapons that they fight each other and they're not going to deal real actual damage, like they're not going to do points of radiant damage, but there's like little tiny almost like mini Aishna drones but not in technology, just in a sort of an aesthetics. And they like fight each other and you can clip different bits on and stuff and they do different things and is that and he's clearly just gone, yeah, help yourself, and then catches your eye at this moment.
As long as they both get one deity and they don't break easily.
Oh, I mean, I got loads more than one if you want. Both, you can both have one.
There you go, deity. That way they take care of them.
Right. You get the sense this man was never meant to be a parent. He produced Ignatia and Misty.
Yeah. He did a bang-up job with Ignatia.
No,
Ignatia did a bang-up job with Ignatia.
And there's a lot of anger there.
Oh, yeah.
So, what are you doing back in the city? That little short man and the girl, are they...
Oh,
we're
yeah,
going.
both on amateur sex pest.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
You never said that in character.
Oh,
that's not an in-character. That wasn't even an in-character term in the game that came from.
I would like to retract.
Yeah, that's fair. Is that Beauregard? Yeah. I've been sort of I've been keeping an eye on him, but he's gone a bit mad.
I know, that's why we're here.
He's been writing on the walls. She's fine. She's like learning, but
she's a kid.
What's he writing? No, what's he writing on the walls?
Like, the security protocols have become increasingly bizarre.
We may have made him a little paranoid.
He is fundamentally, dearie, a coward.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah. Cowards are very good at one very specific thing. And
staying alive.
Yeah, staying alive.
Aye, yeah.
And so he's kept himself and that girl alive, which is what I asked him to do. So
great. I just don't mind the smell is all I'll say.
Oh no. Was he not using a pen to write on the walls?
No, he's using paint. It's a lot of sweat over a lot of time.
We're going to go
yes.
get them out.
How long are you going to be in town, love?
Oh, well, a little while, but one of our friends was kidnapped, and we might have been able to triangulate their position, but there's a lot of maths, and that's not my fault.
You had me at a lot of maths.
She will hand the data across. So we were attempting to triangulate, because she's like a robot.
You roll 2 nat 1s, 2 nat 20s.
Nearly.
Please
continue.
Yeah, she attempted to upload herself somewhere, but then she got grabbed.
Yeah, how was she trying to upload herself?
We went to a precursor, I guess kind of like a radar dish type thing. Big antenna.
One of the signal towers?
Yes.
Right, okay, I'm done, by the way. It's a 20 and a 19.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's much clearer. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, we'd gone to the signal tower. She was trying to get...
Was this your...
Yes. She was trying to get increased security clearance for herself to be able to impart more knowledge to us than her current security restrictions were allowing.
Sure.
And then she was ripped out of me.
I'm sorry.
Something. So now we're trying to find out
something with greater security clearance.
Presumably, maybe some kind of overmind.
They're like, the cyber police or whatever. Like,
maybe like the base servitor for like Site 0 or whatever.
It's not a bad guess. I haven't heard of such a place, but yeah. Anyway, those are orbital coordinates.
Oh, she's gone up.
Don't you take ownership of this. This was like far before you suggested it.
But I fucking called it.
You did.
Okay, they're orbital coordinates. How are we going to get there?
Teleportation, I imagine.
Yeah. Do we know if it's breathable on the other side?
No idea. Isn't that fun?
Yeah, we're going to need a protective suit. Well, we're going to need 4 protective suits.
I should say they're not. There's no guarantee that that person is in the same place as that came from. That's some kind of satellite has launched that as a payload.
Yeah, because we tracked back where it dropped the support things, didn't we?
The wing-breaker.
Yes.
We also have a crystal theory of some kind of location that might be very, very important.
Is that the one that the angel took from Chambers?
Yeah. Can we decode this?
I can take a look. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
He plugs it into his sort of, again, the breakfast that is 3 or 4 breakfasts intermingled and old. Just flips over and the tablecloth goes under, and you see it all gets like fed into a hopper, and you sense there's like an incinerator at the bottom because dishes are for fools. And the computer console comes up in the middle, and they're like, okay, like the robots are cool, but I want one of those too.
What was that? Sorry?
The robots are cool, but I want one of those too, Granny. And yeah, plugs the. So, right, so it's it's a location key. It's it unlocks something, but it doesn't have geographic data in it. Did it come with any other kind of identifying information?
It was. So this was the key, and then there was a map, but.
Where's the map?
Well, we think it was in the head of the vampire that we killed.
And where did you kill the vampire?
Roof in Ragbend.
Yeah.
Right, so was that the vampire's house?
No. This was Lady Chambers.
Oh, what, from the one in town?
Yeah. So we're thinking maybe go and check out the ruins there.
A lot of angry soldiers.
Yeah.
Hey, it was those guys I spoke to yesterday. Actually, no, they were fine. Yeah, just...
Oh, yeah, no, they're not angry at you, they're angry at...
Right, gotcha. Yeah.
General anger, dear.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Well, righteous. Maybe righteous would be
Yeah, they're
a more
very...
polite way to put it.
They're very set in their ways. They don't deal well with my whole kind of thing. I'm a bit more of a free thinker.
Looks around. Yep, that's clear, dearie. Ignatia, dear, can I talk to you in private?
Please join me in the screaming parlour. I built it when I moved in with Dad.
That's fair. I understand that.
I love you too.
So, go in the screaming parlour.
Yeah.
Can they not hear us outside this?
No.
Oh, that's kind of nice. We can hear them though.
No. I needed to not hear Dad, and I needed him to not hear me screaming. Basically, it's a localised silent spell that runs through copper conduits in the walls in a fibre-optic mesh network.
I don't understand any of that, but that's nice.
Magic walls.
Magic walls. Why didn't you just... Never mind. As Misty has explained, we are going to be looking for Augustine's... not Augustine's. Will's friend.
Aye.
The one in his head.
Dad said it was some kind of precursor intelligence.
Yes, that's the one. You raised Misty with some degree of success.
I think there's a real, like a battle-worn smile there. Hey?
Do you think you could look after some very nice 10-year-old children for about a couple of months?
Your grandchildren?
Yes, dearie.
Aye? You want me to move them out of this place?
For their own safety, I think that's...
I'm a professor. I got rooms at the university.
I mean, they're fire...
Irma loves children as well. She'd help out.
That's good. I mean, they're fire resistant, but I mean, there's only so far that goes.
I mean, lightning's more her purview as well, so...
Alright. Good.
She's a blue dragonborn.
Oh, alright, that's fair enough. Irma's your partner?
Irma's the headmistress.
Oh, right.
She's the one who sent the Knights of Barrowfell out after the vampires.
Oh!
The Queen.
Oh, they love her. Yes. We're good friends. That's fine.
She tolerates people above the age of about 11 and likes people below that age.
Oh, they're perfect.
She's raised most of her descendants for the last couple of hundred years, so...
Oh, good. good. It's the grandmother's purview. You can kind of have them when they're fun and then
Aye.
give them back. I not going to have that, though.
I think she just sort of like when they're fun. It was something that hit real hard.
Yeah.
No, sure, I can take care of you. Yeah.
Just for a few months, dearie. You're an accomplished wizard as well.
Oh, I'm an artificer, but I dabble.
You dabble, dear. Do you have the remove curse spell?
No, but we've got some tech that does basically the same thing.
Oh, okay. I believe their memories have been altered as well, although I'm loath to remove that particular problem because I have a feeling what's in there might be traumatizing.
Okay.
But the young girl, the one we found,
Georgia.
yes, dear. I think she may have had the same thing done to her, but I'd like to
She
ask.
mentioned something at the time.
Yes, so I'd like to see.
She was trying to work out where she came from, see if she could work a way to get back once she.
Yes, my grandchildren don't remember their real names or their mother, or me for that
That
matter.
makes sense with what George has been saying. Aye.
So I think but my grandchildren were there when their mother was murdered in front of them,
Okay.
in all likelihood. So I need to tread very carefully.
You can do some kind of divination, work out what they might know if they.
I could ask the God of Children again. Much nicer.
Oh, I was thinking scanning the brains, but no, your idea's better.
You know,
It's not invasive.
You know, I thought for a while, how is Misty related to this person? She's so much different. And then there's ever so often a spark that shoots through, and I'm like, oh, that's it.
I'm going to choose to take that as a compliment.
Misty is a lovely, brilliant, and very impulsive girl.
Thank you sincerely for taking care of her.
Of course, dearie. It's like I have.
When she gets set on a task,
Mm-hmm.
it's difficult to dissuade her from it.
Oh, I'm aware of that one. I had a conversation with her two nights ago that went away.
Aye.
She said she was going to teleport me to the floor and then run away and turn invisible.
You know counterspell.
I don't, dear. It's not a cleric spell. She didn't do it though, so
Okay,
I
you
did
must have
win.
got through to her.
bargained and compromised is more like it.
There's a lot of compromises I've had to make over the years.
Yes, in the screaming room, I could see you're very good at making compromises.
I love them both to bits. I'm just tired all the time.
I'm older than you, dearie, and I'm definitely not as tired.
If I can get, if it's safe to unfake Misty's death, and that's not a
Yes.
sentence you say so often.
No.
If it's safe to unfake Misty's death, I'll go and have a word. The deferment's gone through. She'll be offer studies for this year at minimum. But if that's the case, I can move back in to my rooms in the university. I can get my proper study back. I can get my teas back. Hector will get his perch, and I can finally get some proper work done on the book. And above and beyond that, if you need your grandchildren taken care of, that's done gratis.
Thank you, dearie. I think they might do with some education as well, and they'd quite happily
Sure.
do that. They're very
What kind of
interested.
things are they interested in?
One of them wants to be a paladin, the other one said wizard, but they changed their mind on a drop of a hat. They're 10.
Okay.
At the moment, they're kind of just figuring things out.
Sure. So we're talking arithmetic and spelling rather than like macroplasmic enchanting.
Yes, let's start there.
You two come back out, and Nicodemus is telling them about macroplasmic enchanting.
So the thing you gotta remember about the macroplasmic enchanting is you gotta remember to leave the third couplings undone, because you'll burn your pubes off.
Dearie. They're 10.
Yeah, they
I
don't
was talking to him, in fairness.
Oh. Right. And then the question, what are pubes? Thank you, Dee Dee.
Right. Okay, so
We should head into town.
yeah, he is gone. Away with the fairies. You know that look. You know that look from her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's had a new idea, and
He's
it's
had a
time
new
for
idea.
us to go because we no longer exist to him.
basically, yeah. Jidio,
Ignatia, do you want a lift into town?
sure, let's go.
We've got the beetles and the wagon.
You do, yeah, absolutely, and the hover sled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's probably a good thing we didn't let Nicodemus see it.
That would have been taken apart in a second.
yeah. Yeah, you head down the gangplank.
Can you imagine if this was converted to a hover cottage?
A hover cottage.
I said that out of character, Joseph.
He said it in character, Ryan.
He sees the hover cottage as it goes away.
You see the hover sled and goes... And just for a second, anyone with detect magic would see crayon drawings in a halo around his head. Yeah. And... you head off down into Harlan. You can see... things are as... I'm just going to activate the Harlan... Activate. Very good. Does that have
Where'd the
music on it?
It's gone.
If you remember, I think some of the music was
I think you might be exactly
Lost.
right, yeah.
a lot
yeah.
of the older stuff.
Foundry does that sometimes, a bit weird as well.
That should be playing now. But it isn't. It'll get there. Actually, no, that's really going to annoy me if I don't fix it. Can't leave that.
Let me edit it on there,
Yeah.
just in case. Like maybe we've got to hit play.
Shouldn't do.
Yeah, there's no pause play option.
Oh yeah, my Foundry does this sometimes. It just disappears in music.
Yeah, I've had similar problems with mine. Oh, there we go.
Hey.
Have you got sound?
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. Let's play Hall of Angels.
Let's not.
There we go.
That's what I was looking for. Cool. Yeah, you head down into Harlan. You're approaching from the north end, so you're going to be coming in through past the cemetery where you and Augustine went all those weeks and months ago. You can be coming down either Kingsbridge or Queensbridge. Alternatively, you can cross over the myriad little islands and inlets of the delta. Is that gonna? Do you want to whack that down in volume a little bit?
Sorry, whack down the volume.
Yeah. That's perfect. Yeah, you head down into Harlan itself. It is bustling, busy. There's a smoking crater where an auction house used to be, and
Still smoking.
nah, you're probably fine. No, actually, like I think if you probably will be coming past the Birmingham auction house, and it looks like reconstruction efforts have started on it. And like there's like new ownership kind of signs and stuff, and it's probably not even being redeveloped into an auction house, but it's prime real estate, so it's not going to stay for long. Where are you going first in Harlan?
We need to go get
Beauregard LaFontaine's place, yes.
He's had a time.
Also, we've got Ignatia here, so she presumably know more recent security protocols.
Sure. You head to Beauregard LaFontaine's basement mansion. And again, it truly is a hole in the ground, because where his mansion got ripped out of the ground and flung by a genie through the air, his little panic room was in a corner of his basement, but is now open to the elements. But yeah, you can Ignatia sort of like you're basically climbing down wreckage. There's not even a ladder here because Beauregard would not have allowed any kind of indication people normally walk through here. look, just if he asks, tell him I made you all invisible. And then she goes off and just does this sort of like andante little knock, like a really complex secret knock, and it's about 17 different beats long. And you see an answering knock come. And then another knock.
Does you have to get a little code book to figure out what the
Very much so,
response
yeah.
is?
But she's got like a little sort of rotating gear thing that she has built for him, and it's sort of like a little Enigma machine to do the right sort of code. And eventually you hear, and then nothing. It's like, right, it'll be open now.
I'll go first.
Yeah, and it opens it up.
I wonder if I
and
can turn off my nose.
And there's a the door opens. You see Beauregard just there, like with a crossbow. State your name. Fuck was that? State your name and business.
Deity.
Will Harbinger, vampire slayer, who has slayed many vampires.
Ignatia, are you there?
Deity.
Yes. The code word today is banana 147 wombat. Alright then, come on down. And you can see he's gone full Howard Hughes. His hair is like wild and matted. His
Tissue
beard
box
is long.
shoes.
Tissue box shoes. And like there is a... Oh, that's... Some fully unwashed bodies have been in there for quite a while.
Deity.
You know, Beauregard, we've got some good news for you.
Is that foul sheriff been slain too?
Yes.
Roll deception, sir!
27.
Truly? I'm free? I can
Free.
breathe the air as a free man again, not have to worry about the advanced inspector of death hovering upon my very shoulders.
And take a bath, deity.
Yes, please. Come on in. You see,
Why don't we just leave this door open to air out?
yeah.
And for our health, deity.
Yeah, and you can see in like red marker on the walls, there are like 300 different rules that have been written on the walls. But it's like, and George is there like,
I'm...
killed the vampires?
Yes, deity.
Yeah.
Good, lovely. Can I go now, please?
Yes.
Well,
It's lovely to see you all.
We need to ask you some questions first, dear. You know
His
how...
mother.
Oh, yes. Yes, she's gone.
And
And that's
you
it.
found them.
And then, come on down. And they come down.
Hey, I'm Georgia. Well, I'm not. I'm someone, but same thing happened to me as happened to you, and I'm glad your grandma found you. Thank you. So I'm Ludwig, and I'm Pasha. We might not be, but like, hi.
So, I think that your memories were altered, dear.
That's the.
Yes.
That's what I've come to as well.
Yes. So, my two kids also, same things happened to them. The difference is I have a feeling I know what happened when they were taken, and I don't necessarily want to inflict that trauma on them without being sure.
I'm going to take the kids off to the corner and start doing a light show type thing to keep them distracted so you can have this conversation.
Can you fix me?
Yes, dearie. I know of the spell that was used.
Then do
Ignatia?
Right, love. Take a seat. I'm gonna need to strap some electrodes onto your head. It'll only take a few.
So I will get some cookies and milk and a blanket for whatever she sees when all the memories come back, because it's not depending on how bad it was. So
Just to double check, it is it's not dispel magic. It's
remove
it's
curse.
you need to
Remove
remove
curse.
curse.
We'll do it at any level as well.
So I will.
Can I get an Arcana check from anyone present?
I also say, can I hold your hand, dearie?
I'll voluntarily take this at disadvantage because I'm distracting kids.
Great.
30.
So the Modify Memory spell affects. You can whammy someone for a minute at its most. Like it will take around a minute at its most basic level. The more arcane power you pump into it, the harder it is to resist it, and also the further back you can delete the memory. These people were deleting years of these children's lives back to before they had cognizance of who they were. So they were throwing out higher level spell slots. This would have been fantastically expensive. And Ignatius going to undo it with some tech that cost about 250 gold, so you can at least take comfort in that.
Thumbing those to the vampires.
The trick is knowing you have the spell cast on you in the first place is the tricky bit.
Yeah, but there's some very obvious gaps in the memory. And they weren't trying to fill it with other stuff. They didn't care about
They
leaving
just
a void.
voided it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ignatia, so she's got almost got like a laptop kind of data slate kind of thing, is running like cables down the spine. There's some attached to the backs of the hands. What you would like associate with like chakra points almost in a sort of in the magical sense. And what she's doing is removing a block rather than, because it doesn't look like as she explains to you over the course of about 10 minutes as she's ritual casting this isn't, these memories haven't been deleted, they've been blocked. They've been encapsulated and calloused over so that they are not accessible to the conscious mind. Right, I've got to pour some spell slots into this. It might get a bit rough, so hold on to Lily's hand tight, okay?
It's okay, dearie. It'll be fine. Gotcha.
And boom, boom, boom. You see the lights that come up, the patches on the cables, and you can see this isn't this is not a simple or easy process that she's going through. It is it's like operating on scar tissue. It's not painful. It's just emotionally overwhelming to an amount. And Georgia is there like. And you can see like her eyes are almost, she's fully awake, but her eyes are going to sort of rapid eye movement sleep, almost as if she's sort of dreaming as the memories return. And keep going a little bit further, love, we're nearly done. And then Ignatia powers down the machine and starts running through like medical tests. She's like doing like pupillary reactions. Okay, how many fingers am I holding up? 4. Okay. Who's the current king of Ulster? Hi, King Gregor. What is 7 plus 14 minus 3? 18. What's your name? My name's Flora MacLeod. I'm Flora MacLeod.
It's a lovely name, dear.
I'm Flora MacLeod.
Puts a blanket on her. Gives her a cookie.
I don't remember where I lived, but I'm from Rennes.
Ren.
It's one of the cities north. It's the old capital.
Right, dearie.
I think I used to live near it was above a bakery. I had a bedroom window and there was a park. I could see the bandstand from my window. And I was very little, but I remember. I don't know what happened to my mum and dad, but they weren't. I don't know. I didn't see what happened to them.
But hopefully they're still alive then, dearie.
Maybe the wizard, the leader, grabbed me and I don't know. I went to sleep pretty quickly, but
Just cast the spells on you, dear. That's-
I want to go home.
We can make that happen, dear. Now that we know where home is.
Yeah.
You can see the accumulated weight of all the longing for home she would have done has settled upon her in this moment. She's a bit older than your grandchildren,
Yeah.
and has had longer to think
Yeah.
and longer to develop.
And she's been sitting in a hole with nothing but her thoughts and time.
And a small sex pest. My, there's a pungent scent in the air, is there not?
Go have a bath, dear.
Directly. Beauregard sort of shins up the ladder, just crossbow over the shoulder, and disappears into the afternoon. Okay. Beauregard's been doing some fun maths things with his financial knowledge and thinks I'll be able to get me my trust fund.
Oh, that's good. Well, there's no Chambers families anymore,
Exactly.
so you're the last one, according to all the paperwork anyways.
What happened to Eta?
Oh, we found her. She was fully turned and very dangerous, unfortunately.
I think that there is a sadness there because she remembers Eta before she was turned.
Yeah. The person Etta was gone, dear.
Is there any way of finding out who she was?
There's a person I could ask.
Okay.
I'm asking a lot of questions of this particular person, though, and
Like, it's fine that I'm gonna have money. I can hire investigators.
I think this person's a bit faster and a bit more direct. I'll ask.
I don't want to put you to trouble. You've already...
Oh dear, you see,
Done enough.
it's no trouble. It's more of... I don't want to visit sadness on this person. They have the answer, dear. That's not the problem. But telling her the children died...
I think that's more what I mean by I don't want to cause people trouble. I just...
Maybe-
If she's gone... She was my sister for...
For a long time, I know. I will ask, dear. And you can... Maybe giving her parents closure will give you some.
Yeah. Where do I go now? Just for now. Like, I want to go back to Ulster. I want to go... I'll get a ship or something, but where do I go for now? I've never had the choice of where to go.
Well, depends what you want to do with your life, dear. Do you want to just go back home and go be a baker?
Maybe, but I mean like this afternoon.
Oh.
Because I can't stay in the hole.
Oh, no, dear.
And-
No.
And
We'll
I'm
take
not
you somewhere
going back
nice.
to Mother's house.
No. That's also a hole.
Oh, that's good.
Nicodemus shot it, didn't he?
No, Josiah got Familius to drop many dynamites upon it.
Oh, yes, that's
I thought the old lady helped with that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
She flock of ravens, flock of familiars. Yeah.
Yeah. It's gone.
Yeah,
Well-
I just... every moment of my life was so looked after for everything that I can remember after I was taken, and then I was in the hole, and I've never been anywhere because I wanted. The first time I chose to go somewhere was
In that time in the auction house.
because I thought you were my grandmother, and I thought you...
Sorry, dear.
No, that's not on you. It just... What do I do? What do people do when you can choose to be somewhere? How do people... There's so many decisions.
There are, dear. That's true. there's a lot of things to do.
I want to get a dog.
Get a dog then.
I've always wanted a dog, and they never let me have a dog.
Then get a dog, dear.
Is that the first thing I do?
Sure.
Can you just do that?
Yeah.
You can.
I find you take one day at a time, and you deal with the problem in front of you, and then the next day and the next problem. So
Alright.
Getting a dog will provide a local level of problems that you can then manage and overcome.
That's weirdly the smartest things Misty has said in this session. That is a finite problem that I can do.
The dog will provide a local level of problems. That is
Very
true and a terrible way of describing a dog. I hate that. I like dogs.
Can you help me find somewhere to just be? To like,
Yes, dearie. We'll take you somewhere nice.
so I
right?
can like.
We'll take you somewhere nice, dearie.
Beauregard left all the paperwork on the. I mean, that took him about 2.5 days, and then after that, he only had about 4 more things before he started going crazy. So
He
Well, I
went
need
crazy
to-
a lot quicker than I thought he would. We left him here for months.
it's been. Joe will reveal to you the exact number of days at a later date.
I think it's
been fully like 3 or 4 weeks.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
And he went crazy in 2 days.
Every time there was a noise, he just said it was the sheriff coming back, and he got his crossbow.
Oh, I need to go and have a word with that sheriff.
The sheriff's not dead.
No,
Goodness me.
I may have let that lie slip through. And
I think that
not
was the
question-
kinder option.
I think so too, dearie.
I also need to go and have a word
that's
with the
my hope.
solicitors. I've got a house that I need to...
Yeah, Beauregard,
tie up.
that's one of the 4 things.
Fantastic!
So there is like packets of immaculately presented documents that have since been buried under like a massive like
Security protocol.
yeah, and just like food wrappers and tissue boxes. It looks like Ignatia has been shopping for them because there are like more recent shopping bags, and she has been doing her best to
How many air fresheners are in here?
yes.
Let's take you out of the hall into a nice
That
inn.
will be lovely.
Take you to a nice inn. You don't have any liquid assets at the moment, correct?
Envelope B.
Ah, good.
So envelope B is
Her
some
stuff.
legal finery.
He
Like
had 3
some
weeks to do whatever the
immaculate
fuck he wanted.
loopholing,
He could take
which
20
is basically
on this check.
divesting a portion of Flora's trust fund directly to get her approximately 6,000 or 7,000 gold of liquid assets.
Ooh.
There is that is basically
More than
maturing
that
a part of the trust fund now that would be greater, but will provide her an enormous amount of loose capital now.
For living expenses and things. Yeah.
Then, over time, the Harlan Bank, not the Harlan Drywall Union Bank, just the regular Harlan Bank. You are Satan, sir. Do you genuinely wish to see a man shit alone?
I'm saying this as Michael Douglas the person, not the character.
Not the actor. Yeah, fair. So yeah, there will be more to come from the bank later on, but this is loose capital, liquid capital to get her back to Ulster to do the things like the immediate dog buying things that you can process this afternoon.
Yeah.
Like that is take this paperwork into a bank and everything is stamped in the right way. They go, wow, really? Everything is signed. Fine, go.
We'll take her to a nice, not a fancy hotel.
Yeah.
Though, one where she can feel like a person, and you can't feel like a person
At a fancy
in a
hotel.
fancy hotel.
Take an inspiration point because you already got one. Just take an inspiration point because you get me. In that moment, you really get to the core of who I am as a person.
A person that's not in a fancy hotel.
That can't be. It makes me feel so weird in exactly that way. I think what you end up doing is there is a nice boarding house, but it's a nice boarding house. It's it's run by the owner who has bought it as a retirement thing and just runs this as a business. But it is private rooms. It is pets allowed kind of thing. And it's, you know, like a golden knight or something, but that's walking around money for Flora at this point.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
You should also buy some new clothes, dearie.
Yeah.
Something that fits you. But you don't really know who you are right now.
I don't.
You don't. And that's what shopping...
I'll take her.
That's what
It's
shopping
fine.
is about.
We'll do a whole montage. You know, like in the plays. You know, do the montage in the plays?
Yes, dearie, I know.
You and I have watched very different kinds of plays. I know, and our accents are almost identical. Which is really why I'm grouping us together in order that I can remove both of us from the situation at the same time. Because actually I didn't really envisage either of these characters interacting on any big level. I see what you mean, yeah.
Sister, careful, you're damaging the fourth wall.
I can see the cracks.
Beauregard is like, you think the fourth wall hasn't been damaged? You think the fourth wall isn't cracking as wispy?
Shouldn't you be?
Hi, I'm Kincaid!
Yeah. Anyhow, yeah. So that can certainly be apportioned.
Yep.
That is ticks 1 and 2 and 3 off of 2, 3, and 4 off of my list of prep. So we did get something done.
Hey.
I think we can get one more done in the next 10 minutes.
Oh god.
Depends what you want to do though. Depends which thing you pick. What are you doing now?
I mean, Will's got a couple of things that he wants to do.
Yep.
One of which is go and speak to the current Watchmaster.
Yep.
Also, are we saying that he's already handed the paperwork over for his house, or is that going to be another thing?
That would be another thing to do, but
Okay.
This would be like so Beauregard has essentially completed and filled out the forms that Ignatia picked up for him to have you declared not dead, to have your death certificate revoked, kind of thing. It's just been revoked.
I want to do that before I go and speak to the sheriff.
Sure. That is something you can do, though. Yeah, if you want to go.
But also, we do want to go and look at the hole where the Chambers Mansion used to be. But is that a...
That's going to take a little longer, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so while we're bringing Georgia to get the liquidation bill sorted,
Yeah.
I might do the
house
thing at the same time, because
Sure.
it's probably going to be in a similar location, if not the same location. That it gets
Absolutely.
done.
Yeah, adjacent. You're in the right area of the city, even if it's not the same building, which it
Yeah.
might be.
I'll be right back.
Oh, very nice. Because you'll be alive afterwards. I like that one. Do you have inspiration?
I do.
Oh, that's a shame.
I can take it away and give it to myself again.
Yeah, go on then.
Oh no! Hooray!
Cool. Okay, I'm just gonna... So we done that one. I think one of the things you do see is walking around the city are some big, like, Grey Knight-looking paladins. You know, like seals and stuff on their armor and stuff, and they're just casually open carrying like big halberds and stuff, and just strolling, like making a presence, because the Order of Barafel are mostly like devotion paladins, and they are about making people feel safe.
Yeah.
And one of the other things that becomes apparent is that some fantastically large levels of violence at a very precise level have happened in the city in the last few days. There are individual houses which are just smoked. And not angel fire, this is paladin magic, which can come from gods, it doesn't always. Paladin magic, though, comes from belief and certainty and surety and righteousness of cause, and that is the kind of smiting that has gone on here. And you do see a couple of other houses in the mansion district, not burnt to rubble, no. They have been... The doors have been kicked down, and a swift vengeance has been meted upon individuals in the house. You don't recognise any of the paladins as of yet. Brother Anthony, I think he's the only one you've met, like, face to face. You've met him face to... No.
Yeah.
You went to Irma's study.
Yeah.
You've all seen his face in
I've
High
seen
Street.
their faces.
Yeah.
I've got a line for the bank as well,
Yeah.
or the solicitors.
Go for it.
Yeah, just like I've got some forms to hand in. because rumours of my death have been greatly exaggerated.
That was a really cool line, and I have no context for this. It feels like a whole thing.
It is a whole thing, but
Yeah.
you'll see that the
Yeah, I can
paperwork
tell.
will be in order.
You're wow. Okay, you're dead. Cool. Okay, so we need this. That's signed. Okay, so we need to do. Okay, Form 31B is actually there. Who filled out this paperwork? This is
I have a gun
breathtaking.
for that. I have a gun.
A bureaucrat
Okay, and
has
this takes
fallen
about
in
15-20 minutes, and like the bank manager has to come in, and like the lawyer has to come in, and things have to be notarized in person. But at the end of it, lawyer, little pince nez and like a waistcoat says, "Oh, congratulations, sir, you're alive. Nice to meet you, Mr. Turnipswell."
That was before I got married. It's William Harbinger.
Mr. Harbinger, a pleasure to have you as a customer of the Harlan Bank. And many happy returns of your resurrection, I suppose.
Thank you.
You
Hello.
speak thieves' cant, do you not?
I do.
Can I get a perception check?
16 on the die for 21.
Cool. Okay, yeah, perfectly enough. So you're scoping around. Do you go into the bank with Will, or are you going with anybody to go do a
I
particular
would
thing?
have invited
Yeah,
you.
I'll probably come with you.
Yeah, I think as you're walking through towards the bank, you're seeing new thief marks. Ones that you're from this city, or at least you lived here for a long time. You don't know that one. You don't know that one. You can speak the language. It's just these are of a different organisation.
Okay.
And it comes to your mind that the last time you were here, the two largest crime syndicates in the city
Yeah.
destroyed each other,
Yeah.
and you mopped up the survivors.
They had some help.
You,
Was it Little Jimmy?
Little Joey,
Little Joey.
Little
yeah.
Joey, you rat best. You're seeing, I don't know if you, I think you probably. I know you got the rogue-like background. How ingratiated with the criminal element of Harlan was Augustine? You would definitely have known about like the Angeles Syndicate and their big rivals, but
Only so much as to either avoid them or to sort of prey on the edges of it to sort of dish out loans. And
yeah, sure. I think you are aware, certainly, because you were born in Ulster, is that correct, rather than the Travel?
Yeah.
You're aware that there are rogues guilds, even above thieves guilds in Ulster, and the Ulster Rogues Guild is a storied organisation, and they never really had a presence here. The syndicate kept them down to a low candle flame. Those are the thief marks you're recognising.
Right.
So the power vacuum has absolutely been filled. Time will tell whether
That's a good thing or
that's a good thing or a bad thing. The one thing I think you know about the Rogues Guild is they for sure live by a code. They are more sellswords and hirelings and blades for hire, and the illegal stuff is kind of an open secret. But they certainly have a legitimate front as an organisation of criminals, if that makes sense.
And they don't fuck people over quite so much. The common person.
They have, for sure, that is a rule. They also don't murder, which is an improvement.
Yeah.
But how much of an improvement? Time will tell. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh, God, we've hammered these in the last hour of the session.
As the last thing, before we close
Wrap
for
up.
the night, what is, I think Lillian will ask the God of Children, what is the name of, oh shit, I forgot her name.
Etta?
Etta. What is the real name of Etta?
Do you want more details than that? Because you can get it with divination. You're asking about a regular person.
Yeah. What?
Who was she?
Who was she? I guess is a better way of putting it.
Her name was Emily, and she came from a horse ranch in Ulster, near Caernarvon. Her parents are alive, as are her siblings, who were not children.
Love control.
Yeah.
and they were at home, and their parents weren't adventurers. So
Yeah. She was left. She was home alone, or rather, she was out in the field, and they just snatched her because it was easier. You get, I think, if you're heading to the, I'm aware of the time. When you head to the Chambers Mansion, it's not quite still smoking, but it is a blasted ruin. And there's big craters even in like the ground, and you can see that tunnels underneath it actually have been like collapsed in from the explosions on top of them as the supports have been burst and broken. Yeah, and you know that the Chambers Mansion, in all its finery before, held a large amount of secrets underneath. Whether one of those secrets is the map or information in kind, that is something we will discover next week, but I think we will pick up at the Chambers Mansion next time.
Cool.
nice.
That
Nice.
is bringing the end of the old session.